my touch. Is there more touch left?
It's not a dog on twin.
Boy, watch the back. Boys, quick. Great defense, boys. Green line, remember. One's in. Starting. Yeah, starting.
To score! That is a remarkable finish.
Burke goes for the corner and Leah Burke's there. And it's Tamsin Renew. The pass from Harley Dodd.
And this could be the first goal of the game because London are going to get there and touch down. He's gone for the same ball and it's going to work.
Beautiful.
They might score the winner. And North Wales have another.
Brings it up to the line, drops it off to Hazard, who reaches through. Good afternoon, absolute pleasure to have you with us for Game Day Live here on the Sportsman as we continue our journey through the knockout phase of the Rugby League season, and this afternoon's offering comes from the Betfred Wheelchair Super League here at the Allen Arena in Hull as the Halifax Panthers take on the London Roosters for a spot in the grand final. We'll be back here in 2 weeks' time. Someone will be lifting that trophy. We'll certainly find out who it won't be this afternoon. Knockout football, of course. 80 minutes on the way from the Betfred Wheelchair Super League. Let's hear from both head coaches, Wayne Boardman and Tom Coyd. Tom, thank you for joining us. Obviously a bit of a trip up for you guys. What's your preparation been like coming into this semi-final?
It's been really good. Attendance at training is always really important so that the group's connected and we've got clarity on the game plan. And through the summer, I guess like most amateur rugby league teams have issues with people going on holiday, but towards the last few weeks we've had really good attendance and hopefully that's going to mean a synchronised and well-connected performance.
We're obviously at the important end of what is always a long season. How easy, difficult has it been to kind of keep your team on the edge, keep them going throughout the year and ready for games like this?
It's no secret that we've struggled compared to how we went last year. We won 8 games in a row last year and we're flying high coming into the semi-final last season, and we're at the same point in this season, but it's been a lot more of a rocky road. I think we've only won 1 game in the last 7, but that's not really the way that we're framing it. I think that's a reflection of how competitive the Super League's been this year, so credit to all the other teams really. There's been 10 games decided by 2 converted tries or less, which is credit to all the players and kind of the support staff in all the teams, which made it hard work for us this year. But I'd like to think that we're hitting our straps at the right time. We had a solid performance against Leeds 4 weeks ago, and then the best performance of the year so far against Hull 2 weeks ago. So that should set us up for a good chance today.
Knockout football as well, anything can happen. Have you kind of put that message onto your team that you've just got to get it right for 80 minutes here and there's a grand final on offer?
Yeah, that's definitely what we're aiming for. If there was a strap line to our mindset, it would be 80-minute performance. I think that's what all teams are aiming for at this point in the season, and you know that you're going to have to play the best for the longest to make the grand final and then hopefully to win it. So if we're to earn the right to play in the grand final, we need to play for the whole match today. Now, Halifax are a team that thrive on momentum and they can score in bunches once they get going, so we've got to try and keep the air out of their tank and pin them in corners. All those rugby league cliches still ring true. And obviously we'll be back here in a couple of weeks for the grand final. What would it mean if you can get yourselves here? Oh, it'd be fantastic. I love playing here. Allen Sports Centre, the staff here really look after us. The high ceiling, well lit, really fast floor. You'll notice that today, how fast the chairs are going. So it would be a dream. This is our 3rd semi-final in the row, still not made the big one. So that would be a massive step forward for still a young up and coming club.
Well, best of luck, mate.
Thank you.
Awesome. Wayne, semi-final time. How much are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, looking forward to it immensely. We've had some adversity to overcome. Jeremy's chair got lost on the plane on the way over here. We're still setting up the pitch behind us, but yeah, we're trying his best.
Just talk us through, for people who might not understand how important that issue around the chair is.
Yeah, it's massive. Each chair is specifically designed for each individual player. It moves how you learn it to move. If you haven't got your chair, it's like playing in somebody else's boots.
How do you adapt to that this afternoon?
We try. We move. I couldn't tell you at the moment. We're trying. We're trying everything. More pressure, not what we needed.
The prize is an obvious one. A spot in the grand final back here in a couple of weeks. It must be pretty easy to get the team up for this.
Yeah, we've got to get through this hurdle first. We've played all year to get here, and so we've got to get through this hurdle. This is what we're concentrating on, and hopefully the team can come together through adversity and we can move.
Obviously, you play each other plenty of times throughout the season. You'll know this London outfit very well. You know the threats that they possess. What's preparation been like this week, the weeks coming into this, in terms of what you're up against?
No errors. That's it. The team that has the least errors in this game is the team that will win. Wheelchair Rugby League can flip on the toss of a coin. You can do 20 points in 10 minutes if need be. So least errors, finish in the corners, make them work out, and hopefully we can come out with a victory.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So there's your two head coaches this afternoon, Tom Coyd and Wayne Boardman. And Wayne alluding to the big news, certainly from Halifax perspective, one of their superstars, Jeremy Bourson, without his custom-built wheelchair. So we'll see how that affects him this afternoon. But let's have a quick run through the teams, and player coach Wayne Boardman in the side for Halifax alongside Robert Hawkins, one of the Young Player of the Year nominees, of course. He's alongside Nathan Holmes and Kieran Johnson, with Joseph Calcott completing the starting five. Coming off the bench, Jeremy Bourson in that different wheelchair to he's used to. We'll see how that affects his speed across the floor, with Nathaniel Wright and Jordan Holt completing the reinforcements for the home side this afternoon. The London team making the long trip up. Matt Wass starts on the left wing with Joe Coyd, Jason Owen and Lewis King in the middle, and Jack Linden completing the starting five. Of course, Joe Coyd, nominee for the Wheels of Steel this year. Lewis King, the current holder, so plenty of strike in that starting five. And off the bench for the visitors this afternoon, Mason Billington, Freya Levy and Steve Murphy provide the reinforcements for London. So we're just waiting for the teams to put the final preparations on this afternoon's semi-final in the huddles, going through those last minute tactics, of course, before we get underway. 80 minutes away from the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. We will be back in this very room in a couple of weeks' time to decide the winners of the whole competition. Two semi-finals today, of course, this one, and Leeds Rhinos and Wigan Warriors in action this afternoon. So all to play for here in Holt. 80 minutes, I'm sure, of drama, thrills and spills on the way. Wheelchair Rugby League, always a spectacle. If it is your first time tuning into the wheelchair form of the game, well, where have you been? It is exactly as it says on the tin. Rugby League in a wheelchair. 6 tackles, full contact. Tackles completed by removing those tags on the shoulders. We've got kicks, we've got hits, we've got the lot.
Are you a kicker, Jason?
We're getting ever closer to kick off here at the Allen Arena in Hull. Two teams, of course, have spent all season going at it. 80 minutes left to buy themselves one more week at the golden chance at silverware. Try and wrestle that trophy off the Wigan Warriors that they won last season. So here we go. It's going to be Joe Coyd who gets us underway for the London Roosters, who will be going from left to right on your screen in their red strip with white stripe. And here we go. Ball up into the air immediately, takes a bounce dead. Halifax will get the ball in a reasonable starting position. It's going to be Hawkins who will take the tap and get us underway straight away to his head coach Wayne Boardman. All that experience, of course, part of that World Cup winning squad, both of them in 2022. Halifax just keeping it central for the time being. It's Nathaniel Wright who then gives a platform for Hawkins to try and break up the middle, and now they come on the right hand side with Kieran Johnson. He's met well by Matt Wass, and again space limited for Bourman in the middle, so this is the last, so first opportunity to see what Halifax can do in that last tackle option, but that kick's just too many rotations on it. Tom Coyd alluded to this being a hard, fast surface, so something for the kickers to consider here at the Allen Arena. Just a little bit too much juice on that one, so it is the London Roosters who will get the game back underway from underneath their own posts.
One there, one.
Murphy brings us out to the right hand side to Jason Owen, who stops just inside his own half, but Joe Coyd, a willing runner up the middle, as he always is. Looks to get the offload away, but I think we're going to come back for the tackle. The tag was removed in time. Just stops the Roosters in their tracks. All about speed, of course. About how important play the ball is in the running game, even more so in this form. Condensed pitch, making every metre increasingly valuable, as Coyd has another go up the middle. Again, he's stopped, and this is the last. So kicking from a similar position from where we saw Halifax finish their set, and that's a simple ball over the top taken in by Nathaniel Wright, and Halifax will be very pleased with the way that they've defended out that first effort.
Just from there now, that's good. Okay. Let's go, get it played. Wait, Joe. Okay.
It's back underway, and it's
yes.
Boardman to Borson.
Still on. One there, one.
He'll play the ball just a few metres away from his own line and look for Rob Hawkins. He makes decent progress up that left-hand side before he's stopped by Lewis King. England teammates. It's a low ball from Borson, but Johnson does a really good job to pick it up almost off the floor, and then Borson gets the offload away, but just a little bit too much juice on it.
I'm just halfway.
I'm going to come back for a Roosters ball. And even in these early few minutes, as you perhaps expect from a semi-final, both teams just trading blows, trying to get themselves on top, see who can win the early arm wrestle here at the Allen Arena. So London Roosters getting us back underway, starting from really deep inside their own territory with the run. Matt Wass will play the ball, and Joe Coyd made the initial run, but he's come out to Lewis King, who gets his tag back on quickly, and then looks for Owen, who could be through here, gets the offload away. King could be in the corner, but we're going to come back for the tackle.
Wait there, tackle 3.
Those tags taken just in time, so opportunity perhaps knocks for London to get the first points of the game, and Joe Coyd could be through. And we're going to come back again. Tackle made just in time. For a split second there, it looked like he'd managed to wriggle his way across the line, but he made to play the ball just half a metre away. Jack Linden met by Johnston, middle of the sticks, so this is the last. Options on both sides of the ball, but London goes straight through, and we have the first try of the afternoon. Jason Owen, after knocking on the door a couple of times on the right hand side, Owen goes straight up the middle, and London Roosters strike first here in this Betfred Wheelchair Super League semi-final. As we said, we'd seen them in this set. Roosters have a couple of digs on the right. It's Linden who plays the ball right underneath the sticks. It's Borson who just over chases to that left edge, maybe expecting the pass or the kick, opening the door up for Jason Owen to just slide through. And a perfect start from a London Roosters perspective with the kick to come. Owen knocks his own attempt over. So a 6-point lead for the Roosters early on in this one. They'll be very, very pleased with the way that they work their way through that set.
Sorry, mate, I didn't see it coming.
Come up with the first points of the afternoon. Look at the replay again. Looks simple, really, but it just takes advantage, doesn't he, of that gap that opens up between A and B defender. Borson just caught in two minds, perhaps, of what the Roosters were going to do, and opening up that gap for Rose to come through. So, first blood to the Roosters. They've made a long journey up. A lot of them stopped in Sheffield last night. Make sure they were properly prepared and recovered in time for this one. All on the line, of course. Semi-finals need very little introduction, but just a pause in proceedings as Joe Coyd.
So Joe Coyd now in number 8 for the benefit.
Changes his shirt.
At home. Okay, so that tackle on Joe. Time's back on. Okay.
And we'll get back underway.
How to?
So Lewis King. Progress limited as Jason Owen follows up with the next carry, but then took a reasonably quick play the ball, and Coyd makes decent progress as well, and then he's got King offering himself up again. So perfect example of how those two work in tandem. We've seen it so many times, of course, for club and country, and the Roosters are up to halfway. A little bit disjointed in backfield, so it'll be a slower play the ball as Owen brings us out to Coyd. Coyd puts the kick up the middle and forces Rob Hawkins back to mop up possession. Halifax straight away looking to march themselves downfield, and Kieran Johnson, he'll play the ball back to Hawkins. Just a couple of overruns there from Borson and Boardman. Not quite as crisp as Halifax would perhaps like in his early exchanges, but Boardman does well there to get the offload away. This is Kieran Johnson now playing the ball and giving it to Borson. He stopped a few metres gain, but we're going to come back for a penalty, a double tag. Can't take both tags off unless it is simultaneous. So London there caught foul of just trying to slow things down a little bit too much. Perhaps an opportunity here for Halifax to reply pretty much instantly to that early try. They'll get this penalty in good field position. It'll be Hawkins who gets us back underway with Boardman and Borson eager runners, and it's Borson who will just bring it up to the line and just see if he can get those chairs turned, but London stay firm for now. Tackles come in, Johnson, Hawkins, there's space on the right hand side if he can get the ball away, and he does! And Halifax are in the corner with Nathaniel Wright. And an instant response to conceding early on. Halifax march themselves downfield, get themselves on the board with an opportunity to level things up. It was just stretching, wasn't it, from one edge to the other, and you could just see London struggling to get their numbers across. Rob Hawkins still young, but all that experience to realise that there'd be a gap on that right hand side and just pushing the ball across for the try. So an opportunity now for Hawkins to level things up. About 8 minutes play, that clock on your screen just a guide. We're not hooked up to the referee's watch, but barring that little pause for the change of shirt, we've not had too many stoppages, so I think we'll be pretty much spot on. So Hawkins right from the sideline steps up. It's a decent looking effort, it's a really good looking effort, and Halifax do level things up. So both teams trading blows in the first 10 minutes here at the Allen Arena. Just see that spread play again. Hawkins aware that he's got 3 defenders marking him, so there must be space on that right hand side, and putting the ball over the top. Easy work for Wright to finish in the corner.
Okay, make sure behind London when you're ready. Okay.
Decoy gets us back under the way. High kick off this time, not looking for the length. It will go into touch.
Halifax ball.
Halifax will get the ball back. That is one of the distinctions between the wheelchair
Okay,
game
just a bounce, not penalty,
and the running game with that shortened pitch. The ball goes into touch. The receiving team does get the ball back, and now Borson looking for a little space on this left hand side and finding it, but fires the ball behind him as King was looking to usher him into touch. And
one there, one.
Rob Hawkins almost finding a gap to find himself through as Boardman now brings it back into the middle of the field, and then Kieran Johnson just trying to get those shoulders away, doing a really good job of eluding the tackle. King does eventually stop him. Boardman will look to put one over the top. Lewis King's done a really nice job of wrapping that up, and he'll get a penalty for his troubles as well. Halifax just a little bit too keen at that kick, so
Green line,
almost the reverse of what we saw in that last passage of play. Halifax getting the penalty. And so here's Borson again. We could just see him trying to get on that outside wheel of Jack Linden, and Lewis King does a good job to come across. I think just conscious of the sideline, Borson brings that ball back onto the inside.
On the blue line.
It's a decent progress made from that kick. Joe Coyd will get us back underway to Owen.
One there, tackle one.
And then that follow-up carry.
2 there, two.
From Matt Wass. He's dead centre, he's got options left and right. They'll come to the left of Owen, he's got Lewis King wrapping around, and he does find him with the offload. Hawkins is there to make the tackle, but Joe Coyd on the spot as ever. He then shakes to come back out to the left, still going. Joe Coyd, eventually the tackle is made, but then King offers himself up, looking to beat Borson, but it's a big contact, knocking the ball loose, knocking King out of his chair, and Halifax straight away on the counter-attack, and Hawkins is away here. If he can keep evading tackles, Linden does a really good job in the end to just square him up and stop him.
Tackle one there.
We're just going to take a pause here. Already this game building up to a breathless speed. Both teams looking to get on with it. See this
Tackle 2.
contact again. It's
Okay.
Lewis King who tries to
Yes.
force his way over. Trying to look at that in a second, but straight back to the action here as Johnson stopped 10 metres away. He then looks for Bourson, the pass is behind him. And referee's judge has gone forward in there.
Slow it down.
So we're going to come
Yeah,
back
white line.
for the London
Halfway, Arjen.
Roosters. Play the ball pretty much directly on the halfway. So Coy gets it back underway and brings it up to King. Wass is stopped on the halfway line, so no progress made on that occasion. But Lyndon's away on the right-hand side. Hawkins does a really good job to cover across and cut his space out to run. But London with a good roll on here, good speed of the play, the ball, keeping it alive as well. Lyndon has another bite of the cherry. Eventually is stopped by Boardman and just has that presence of mind to get a handful of the shirt before he takes the tag and slow things down. Jason Owen. He finds Coyd, who looks for Lewis King on that left-hand side, but door slammed shut. London will reset. The attacking players setting up from deep. It's Watts who's going to be the next cab off the rank. Bourson makes the tackle. This is the last. Very similar territory from where London scored before. King looks outside to Lyndon, who's in the corner. And it's a really good finish from the London Roosters winger. They get themselves back on top, and if the first drive was just industry down the middle, really good ball handling from the Roosters there to get it out wide, and Jack Lyndon finishing with a plum in the corner.
I don't even know who Tony is.
Played the ball in a very similar position. Maybe that's what Halifax were expecting. Again, just to crash over, but Joe Coyd with a really nice ball out to that right edge, and Lyndon clinging to that sideline, found himself in space, able to get away from Boardman and put his side back in the lead. So Jason Owen will look to add 2 more to the tally for London. Stretch that lead out. It's a good looking effort, and it just about beats the right hand side upright. 2 more points then for the visitors. Tom Coyd said before the game that they were hitting their straps at the right time. Joe Coyd showing all the class of that England experience there to put Lyndon in the corner.
When you're ready,
Sure, old brother Tom will be very happy with the work that he's tried to put in so far. So kickoff comes in over the top, beats everyone, and in the end Lyndon is able to just bring it in. The rugby league balls bounce slightly strangely at the best of times, put them on a hard surface like this, and it really is a lottery. One that everyone lost there, really. Lyndon in the end had the presence of mind to get across and pick it up for his team, and here he goes again, fresh from scoring that try, of course, stopped by Boardman on this occasion, over on this near side. Now Coyd will bring it up. He had Lewis King in support, keeps the ball in hand for the time being, goes pretty much width of the field without making too much progress, but it's a quick play the ball, and King looking to find a gap. Now they come out to the left-hand side again. Roosters doing a really good job of keeping this alive, but this is the last tackle, so Watts will bring this out to Owen and just put a little grubber through, and it's Joe Coyd chasing it, and he could be in here, brings it in brilliantly, applies the finish, and a really nicely worked try from the London Roosters, a beautifully weighted kick. And Joe Coyd on the spot, still had some work to do to bring that in, touch it down, but the Roosters go back to back. You can just see
Jace, please.
Coyd taking advantage of the fact Halifax have just had to turn their chairs and getting the better of them on the run up the middle. The ball just sat up, he was able to scoop it in, touch it down. And London Roosters with a double sucker punch, stretching their lead out. Conversion on this occasion, the easiest one probably he's had. He's pushed that one wide, so we'll stay at 16 points to 6 in favour of the Roosters. If we just take another look at that try, you can just see the deftness of that kick. He knows he's got Coyd on his outside shoulder. The ball bounces up beautifully for him. Doesn't miss opportunities like that.
It's gone
so Boardman gets us back underway again, one that just catches a few people out, and Halifax will get the ball back. There's a few trick shots on the kickoffs from both teams. Hawkins looking to wriggle his way through on that Right hand side, still going, now brings it towards the other edge and looks like he's trying to go himself in the corner. We'll have a decision to make here for the officials as to whether that tackle was made in time or whether he's got this down. And the try is given. So Halifax hit back almost instantly, getting the ball back from the kick-off. Really good work from Rob Hawkins to evade a number of tackles. Come from that right edge over to the left-hand side. See it again, it's just Matt Watson who manages to get away from, and then just slightly too quick for the arm of Lewis King. As you can see there, Lyndon with his chair turned, really difficult to make too much of an impact when you're kind of reaching behind you, and Hawkins, the presence of mind to finish in the corner. What a start we've had to this game. 26 points in the first 16 minutes. Wheelchair Rugby League, always great value for money, of course, in terms of points and action. Hawkins now with an opportunity to avert his own effort and cut the deficit down further. So a moment of hush. Get the impression there's not going to be much in this game. All these extra points will count. He's just pushed that one to the left-hand side of the stick, so it will stay 16 points to 10. But Halifax, an important try really in the context of this game. London having gone back-to-back. Wayne Bournemouth would have felt it was very important for his side to score next and just stop the flow from a Roosters perspective. They've done exactly that. So 6 points the difference.
Okay, make sure we're behind London when you're ready.
Just under 18 minutes or so played. It's another high but shortish kick. Bosson brings it in. He's been quiet by his usual standards. Joey Bosson, usually used to seeing him all over the game, making breaks, scoring tries, but of course he has had a fairly stressful morning with his custom-built wheelchair being lost on his flight from France, playing in a chair that he's not used to. And he speaks to the people that are involved in the game as Rob Hawkins goes up in the air.
That's the best catch all
Luckily
game,
everyone okay.
Let's get everybody set. Tackle three.
I'm used to seeing some big hits, but I've never quite seen someone end up completely upside down on someone else's lap. But no messing around, back underway, and Halifax looking to back up their last try of another one now. Boardman finding some space. Now reverting back into the middle and getting the offload away. Johnson now looking for the left-hand side. Borson with him. Tackle isn't made, in fact it is now, so that will stop Halifax in their tracks, but it's a quick play, the ball. And just as I say, he's been quiet. Jerry Borson is over, so are the posts. But the try is given, and Halifax have an opportunity to level this game up. But really good work, again, using the width of the pitch. Halifax Panthers to stretch this London Roosters line. We'll take a look at the replay. Johnson just able to evade the tackle, and that just means London have to reset a little bit and get themselves back up, and Borson spots the gap in between Owen and Coyd and just goes through, takes the posts with him. 4 more points.
Okay, make sure we're behind, guys. Okay, good. Bounced out. Okay. Halifax on the green, just there,
Back
that for me.
Halifax ball from the kick-off, so London unable to pull off the same tricks that the Panthers pulled off the last kick-off, and Hawkins has been really influential already in this game. He'll play the ball on the inside to Nathaniel Wright. He stops still inside his own half. And Borson with the next carry gets the offload away to Hawkins. Those two just injecting themselves into the game a bit more as they look to stretch London. Coy gets out. It's a big contact. The referee's happy with it. So 16 points apiece here at the Allen Arena as Boardman puts that kick up on the last. And Borson almost drops for him, but he will drop for Kieran Johnson, who eventually does go over, gets himself in a little bit of a twist there, I think, but Halifax from nothing really. It was a ball that was bouncing around. Borson looked favourite to get to it. It beat him, but fell beautifully for Kieran Johnson, who manages to get himself over the line. As we have a look at the kick again, Boardman just going for the aerial option, putting height on it. Beautifully bounces up. Johnson just having to check his run a little bit to get away from Jason Owen before going over to finish. Boardman then with an opportunity to push the Panthers out to a 6-point lead. First time they'll have had the ascendancy in this semi-final. Pretty simple effort in the end. So what a start we've had to this game. Look at the replay, Boardman converting the try. It was him that created it as well with that kick that almost touched the ceiling here at the Allen Arena. Bouncing about all over the place, but a really good chase from the Panthers. Kieran Johnson on the spot to do a little bit of work to apply the finish, but manages to get himself over the line. And back underway, straight away Borson takes it in and now looks for Rob Hawkins again, avoiding tackles. Borson there for his second involvement at the plate. That ball's gone to ground. The referee's given a knock on. So Roosters in perfect position to hit back as the cut and thrust of this game continues. Neither team really on top.
One there, one. Back we go.
Well, the game really just going whoever seems to have possession at that given point. And Lewis King is straight in, crashes over. Beautifully worked moves to the right-hand side from London Roosters. And an opportunity to lock the scoreboard up again. I tell you what, you don't get much better than this, do you, in terms of entertainment? Both teams putting on a show. This was a wonderfully worked move. Again from the Roosters, they favoured this right edge this afternoon. That's the way they go. It's coyed up to the line and that gap opens up. Jack Linden clinging to his wing, forces that edge man out. It's Wayne Boardman who has to stick with Linden. And Lewis King just flies through the gap. The reigning Wills of Steel holder. Adds his name to the score sheet. And the conversion is good. Jason Owen adding the 2 points, so we are all square again. We've played 24 minutes, we've had 44 points, and it is split straight down the middle.
Okay, make sure behind.
Boardman will get us back underway. Again, just looking for that gap in between. I think that one is going to... Oh no, it just sits up in the end. And forcing London to come out from underneath their own line. Borson going in on Coyd. Big contact. They've had some battles over the years, haven't they, for England and their club sides.
That's no more of a push than what we've had from both sides, so you set the tempo.
Borson going in full-blooded there, full body into Coyd, so it will be a goal line restart. Coyd keeps it low on that occasion, looking to turn Halifax around, which he does. Johnson's progress restricted by Jason Owen, but Rob Hawkins straight away on his shoulder, looking for that next carry. Gets a good play, the ball. Johnson now coming up the middle. He's got Boardman looking to rotate on the inside. Joseph Calcutt onto the field now as well for Halifax as Wayne Boardman rotates his side a little bit. It's Borson who's come off, so I don't know if that's an issue with the chair. He's getting a little bit of attention over on that far side. It's one to keep an eye on. One of the key men of this Halifax team. In the meantime, his teammates are on the march, and Hawkins brings that in brilliantly and should score, does score. And the kicking game of Wayne Boardman bearing fruit again, and a really good take from Rob Hawkins as he scores again. And the replay, Boardman putting it right across the width of the pitch. Not a huge amount of distance on it, but perfectly placed. For Rob Hawkins to bring it in.
Push than what Joe did on that right up there, so we'll just set the benchmark by that.
So Halifax back in the lead. Blink and you will miss it this afternoon on the Sportsman. Great to be able to bring you action from the Betfred Wheelchair Super League. Wayne Boardman looking to convert that effort from Rob Hawkins. And the flags go up. So Halifax back out to a 6-point lead. You get the impression though, don't you? After the first 26 minutes of this one, they won't stay that way for too long. Feels like we're getting pretty much a try every set at the moment. Coy gets us back underway, and again he goes with that kind of up and under style short kick-off. Borsson does well to bring it in back into the field of play. Obviously fix whatever issues he was having with his makeshift chair.
Joe, honestly, like, I ain't going to listen to you all day, and I'm sent. Yes, you are. You're telling me he's fending, and secondly, I'm just going to set the barometer by what you do. Okay, get closer to him.
Eventually, after a short stop, you do get back underway. So, Boardman.
Two there, two.
Carries it into Jason Owen. Hawkins with the follow-up carry. He looks out to this left-hand side where Joseph Calcott is the runner. He then finds Borsson with a pass that bounces off his chin, but he does bring it in cleanly in the end. Hawkins looking to find some space on the right-hand side. He is tackled, but Borson's gone from one edge to the other to provide support, and they get a penalty for his troubles. Hand in there, just stripping the ball away. So Halifax with a fresh set in their pocket. And the London Roosters try line in sight. What can they do with it? It'll be a big moment in this game, you feel, if London Roosters can hold them out here, because as we've seen, both teams scoring pretty freely at the moment. That's Wayne Boardman trying to muscle his way over, but he's stopped, and we'll just take a quick pause while we wait for Boardman to get himself upright. Looks like he's okay, which is the important thing, so good to carry on the old-timer. Absolutely loves the game, of course, as Borsson brings it up to the line and manages to keep his shoulder away, and then look for Hawkins. He's trying to find space on that right-hand side. Lewis King does a good job of getting out to him and finding the tag. King in there again, making the follow-up tackle. There's three players wrapping around to the right-hand side. King was wise to it, but Halifax still trying to knock the door down on that edge. The tackle is made, so this is the last. Boardman's been the man, the go-to man for the kicks. He was the man playing the ball. Hawkins puts it through, and they will get a repeat set out of that.
Let's go.
Coy puts a kick over the top, which Borsson takes in, and Owen gets out to him quickly, but Borsson just shoulder rotation, keeping those tags out of reach, and then Hawkins with the follow-up carry. That's eating up the metres, the Halifax middle. Two. Linden is there with the tackle eventually. Boardman brings us out to the right-hand side. This is Joseph Calcott, and then brings it back into Borsson. Hawkins having another crack on this left edge. Finds Boardman on the wraparound. He then puts a ball over the top back to Calcott. There's numbers on this side if they can find them, but Lewis King, the London defence, did a really good job of closing down the space. Hawkins, that's gone up in the air. I think that's come off Coyd. Borson's brought that down. There's a little bit of work, I think, for the referees to do here to just work out who will be getting the ball back. Posts go down behind them in the process. So it comes off the hand of Coyd, down into the hands of Borsson, who spills it forward. Hawkins touches down for good measure, but it is going to be
No, it's your ball, just here. So you've got red knock on, white knock on. Okay?
Going back for a Halifax ball. The knock on from Coyd. Force on with the first carry, strong, hard up the middle. Stopped well, but Portman's there backing up. Hawkins is stopped a metre or so away. London's defence looking to scramble across to that right hand side, but Halifax keep it reasonably central. Hawkins again, Bosson looking to just apply some width. It's gone back to 0. There's been a London hand in there somewhere, so Halifax losing ground but gaining a few tackles back in this set. Bosson just settles it. 30 from the touchline and now looks to find a width. Hawkins still, the London defence unable to get a hand on him. Lewis King does eventually get across and take the tag. Boss on, there could be an overlap here. They're in the corner. Referee's just having a chat about it, but the try is given. And it is Nathaniel Wright who goes over on that right hand side, and Halifax just put a little bit of daylight between themselves and the Roosters. That repeat set, that tackle count getting wide, but gave Halifax the ability to just reset a little bit, slow things down perhaps, and good hands. It's Hawkins who looks out to the right, then comes left to Bosson. And a good finish from the winger.
But it doesn't feel warm, does it? Yeah.
To stretch the Panthers out too.
I've said exactly the same to Jimmy's moaning, so it works both ways, doesn't it?
Boardman will look to add 2 more. Boardman looking to put the kick over. It's fallen short on the right hand side.
7 minutes.
So no additional points from the conversion there, but an opportunity goes begging from a Halifax perspective to stretch that lead out a little bit, but they'll be very pleased to have got themselves into a winning position.
Okay, that's 1 there, 1.
Will they be able to keep it? This game has swung in every direction.
2 there, tackle 2.
Now they come out to the centre.
3.
Nathaniel Wright, after scoring that try, backing up. Borden brings it out to the right hand side to Hawkins. Hawkins is up to the halfway line.
That's 4.
Kieran Johnson with another carry, making decent progress up the middle, but this is the last look for the kick of Boardman, and that is where they go, and just takes a slightly awkward bounce, too many rotations, and goes harmlessly dead from the London perspective. Jack Linden taking a tumble in the process. London with the ball in hand. First time in a while London have had any kind of possession really. Halifax doing a good job of winning those repeat sets and just turning the Roosters around, keeping them buried into this left hand side of the field. So a big set in that regard for London if they're going to try and establish themselves further up.
Got you.
King up to the halfway line.
Okay.
Coyd with the follow-up.
Okay.
King again.
Tackle 3.
Backing up. No, eventually stopped.
1-2.
So London stopped in their tracks, but still in decent field position as they try to break this Halifax defence down. It's going to be Coyd who takes the carry. Met by a wall of Panthers defenders.
1 there, 1.
Now they come to Lewis King, who gets the offload away, Owen almost through.
2 on the line.
Coyd, big contact, looking to muscle his way over. He's got the ball down. He's actually playing the ball, and then Jason Owen on the follow-up. Just going to take a break here as the referee looks to unpick this a little bit.
Right, so it'll be tackle 3.
Nathan Billington's come onto the field for
tackle 4.
the Roosters
Tackle
in the
4.
1 jersey. So we're going to come back for the play the ball. It's going to be Owen who plays it. Joe Coy just barking instructions out to the side as they look to shape up for this attacking play. Fakes the pass, keeps it in hand. Oh, and it's good little bit of invention from Coy, but Billington not quite able to bring it in cleanly. And the chance goes begging. Halifax survive. And rotating the squad themselves. It's Sportsman again who's come off. I wonder if there are chair issues. Obviously not in his custom-built wheelchair, as we've mentioned a few times. Wayne Boardman kind of explaining the significance of that before the game. Definitely one to keep an eye on that far side throughout the afternoon. 35 minutes or so played in this first half. Halifax with a 10-point advantage at the moment as Hawkins brings us out to the left-hand side. It's just settled down a little bit for the first time. Maybe just a bit of fatigue creeping into both teams as we approach the halfway mark. Johnson brings us up into Roosters territory, and as Rob Hawkins eager as ever on his inside, and a huge contact from King on Hawkins. And he looks in a little bit of bother here. Oh no, just to get himself back up, just taking a breather. Huge shot going in. 2 England teammates getting stuck into each other. But we do get things back underway. Boardman looking to put the kick through in the end, not one of his better ones. Joe Coyd able to bring that to safety. And now London with the job of bringing the ball away from their own try line. Jason Owen with the first carry, backed up by Jack Linden. Tackle comes in, Linden. Billington was the first option, just slightly overran it, so Lewis King will follow up behind him and then find Joe Coyd running a really hard line up towards the halfway mark. King with his second effort of the set. This is a last, so a good kick needed pretty much from the halfway line it'll be. London just slowing things down a little bit here as they get themselves set.
Okay.
Another one of those rubber style kicks, and Linden is going after it. He could get there. Now then, has Jack Linden finished this try off in the corner? If he has, it is a remarkable effort. The referee gives it. What a finish from the London winger. Beautifully weighted kick from Jason Owen, and Jack Linden put the accelerator on. The battle between him and Hawkins, and you can just see fingertips enough to get that ball down. And a really important try from a London perspective just before the break perhaps. They've had a bit of a spell without possession. They've been able to turn the Panthers around.
We've got a minute still.
Another angle of that try. Linden doing really well to just get himself to the ball, and good job he didn't trim his fingernails last night, because that is literally what he has got that ball down with. So Owen with an opportunity to cut the deficit. The kick looks good. The flags go up. London Roosters hitting straight back. What a first half we've had here, live and exclusive on the Sportsman. Our absolute privilege to bring you Betfred Wheelchair Super League action. Place in the grand final on the line at the moment.
Time's off, Wayne.
By a hair's breadth. It is the Panthers who will be coming back here in 2 weeks' time, but a huge amount of rugby league to be played. Wheelchair rugby league, they always say 1 try in the running game is the equivalent to 3 perhaps in the wheelchair game. Such is the speed and nature of this version of the game, and Lewis King unable to bring that in cleanly, met really well by the kick chase from Halifax, so it will be Panthers ball. There won't be a huge amount of time left, but perhaps one more opportunity for the Panthers to extend their lead out once more. Hawkins gives it to Boardman, back to Hawkins, who's looking to go in the corner. Linden can't get out to him, and the try is scored. What a battle that's turning into over on this near side. Hawkins and Linden. Linden got on top just moments ago, probably not even minutes. Hawkins getting one back. See Boardman just changing the direction, and Hawkins has the advantage. He's got that corner to head for. Gets that ball down. Halifax stretch their lead out. 36 points to 28.
Yeah. I noticed Wayne makes you kick the hard ones as well. Did he? Bang in front, Wayne's there every time. Yeah.
So Hawkins with the opportunity to convert his own try from pretty much on the sideline. Kick goes up, it looks good as well. The flags go up to 2 more points, and there is the half-time whistle, bringing a breathtaking 40 minutes of rugby league to an end here on the Sportsman. We had points within the first couple of minutes, and they've not really stopped since.
I played this morning.
These Halifax Panthers, who have the ascendancy at the break, 40 minutes away from the grand final, but plenty of work still to be done. 40 minutes left in the Sandtimer here at the Allen Arena as the Halifax Panthers, who lead 38 points to 28 against the London Roosters. We're going to take a quick break. Plenty coming up, of course, in the world of rugby league. It is the best time of the year. Grand finals on the horizon and internationals as well. And we will have you covered every step of the way here on the Sportsman. Don't go away.
The words, my strength is at its peak. You would not deny them that, would you? Let's go. Brilliant ball. Domion's on his way. Absolutely spectacular. Because Luhai's dancing now. Oh, he's found the gap. Puts it back on the inside. Paolo spins it away. Luhai bats it on. Brighton will finish. That is incredible. Flags flying of these two nations all around the stadium. Through the first line, and through the second, and through the third, and England on the try. Oh, eyes up rugby league from Lingy Shah. Williams with a kick to the corner, here we go, Mickinson. He pops it over the top, Lafay's got the football, and Lafay's got the try.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Photo shoot for the New England kit. What's your first thoughts on the new colours?
Yeah, it's really nice, mate. Hopefully I get to put it on at the end of this year, but like I say, first thoughts, colours are really nice, and yeah, it should go well.
I love it. I think it's really good. You know, it's predominantly white, which I think for me it's that wall of white that is England, and then obviously the red and the blue on it. I think it's really, really nice, and the navy shorts as well. Big fan of those, so yeah, excited. Fingers crossed, hopefully get to wear it at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's very nice. I really like it. Well, every opportunity you get to sort of wear the badge and represent your country and represent all the people before it and all the present and future. So it's very, very nice to be able to do it, and a very humbling experience and something that I cherish and very look forward to these days. So yeah, it's very nice and very, very blessed to be able to don the kit for the first time.
Yeah, obviously you always want to be involved at the end of the season when it comes to the internationals, and you know, on the back of a good Tonga series last year, you know, getting a 3-0 win was great for us as a squad. So yeah, moving forward, obviously I'd love to be involved again and carry on from where we left off, and try and do a similar job on Samoa at the end of the year.
Look, the more fixtures for England for me, the better. Such a proud moment, getting the opportunity to play for your country, but also, for us in terms of building a brand as Team England for the women's game and getting fans behind us. I think it's a great opportunity to play more fixtures domestically so that the fans can come and get behind us, because I think one of the advantages in the women's game is there's loads of fans that just love women's rugby league, so they'll have favourites on each different team, Saints, York, Leeds, Wigan, and then they can come and watch England and watch the best players come together and support everyone. So yeah, England's a great chance to do that.
Yeah, it's really exciting, mate. Obviously think back to the World Cup 2 years ago, got beat against them in the semi-final, so it'll be good to get another crack against them at the end of the year, and hopefully be a good series and we can get a win.
Don't give up, we can turn it round. We got the fire, we burn
80 minutes, live and exclusive here on the Sportsman. Bringer comes flying in on Walmsley.
Here come Young, flick pass, and the rover! What drama, what a finish.
The last, they've got the mismatch. Robertson's going to go himself. Jack Roberts has his second of the game.
Flick pass to Collins, Butler will score.
He does pass Walmsley. Walmsley looking for the finish, and he's over in the corner. Ferreira could
he's got it. He's got his fourth.
That down. They've got in. Instant impact.
He's still going. He's going to score. Wow.
So quick chance to get our breaths back, us and the players,
Wait,
and
wait,
straight
wait,
away
wait.
back underway. No hanging around in wheelchair rugby league as Boardman puts the ball into touch. So London Roosters will get possession back. But I think we're going to have a redo of that kickoff.
Are we good to go? Okay.
So just to remind you, it is Halifax Panthers 38,
Okay,
London
Wayne,
Roosters
ready.
28. And we are underway for real this time, so the kick comes through from Boardman. Coyd mops it up. London Roosters attacking from right to left on your screen in their red shirts with white and blue chevrons. Halifax in their classic white and blue V kit.
3 there, 3.
Roosters' first job of the half is to try and cut down this deficit that's opened up towards the end of the second period. Billington, his first real involvement in the game, came on just before half time. Didn't see too much of him, but
Okay.
right into the thick of it now as Coyd stabs a kick through. Boardman does really well to mop it up, met by 2 or 3 Roosters defenders. Tom Coyd has run the changes at the break. Gray Levy onto the field. As is Steve Murphy. So now Rob Hawkins, busy as ever, looking to make some progress up that right-hand side. Borson with the second carry of the set. He'll play the ball to Boardman. Boardman has Hawkins on his left-hand side. This is the last, so it'll be Hawkins with the responsibility of putting the kick in, looking to turn the Roosters around. Too many rotations on the football and it'll go dead, but I think the referee's suggesting that's gone dead via the hand of a London Roosters player, so it will be a goal line dropout. A perfect opportunity for the Panthers early on in the second half to turn the screw.
Mason.
Keep the Roosters
ready.
pinned into their own territory. Joe Coyd puts huge distance on that dropout. Borson had gone deep, anticipating that they would go long.
1 there, simultaneous.
Just seeing again, there was certainly the right decision
2 there, tackle 2.
for it to be a dropout.
3 there, 3.
Now
Okay.
come over the top, banging on the door already.
4 there, 4.
So look to
4.
extend the lead that they built up towards the end of that second half. Boardman to Borson. Lewis King's there, stops him in his tracks, but isn't able to get the tag. King eventually getting across and
5 and last.
stopping Borson. It's the last. Boardman will put the ball up in the air. It's brought in by Hawkins, who loses that forward, so we're going to come back for London Roosters ball. Just trying a little bit too hard perhaps there, Hawkins, to keep the ball alive. So it will be a turnover, but not a bad place to turn the ball over from the Halifax perspective. Roosters deep inside their own half as Levy plays it to King. King and Borson having a real tussle in the middle now. Going out to the left hand side to Billington, but Borson
2, tackle 2.
all over him like a rash, not allowing any extra yards up the middle. Roosters just keeping it tight for the time being. Coyd and King playing between them.
4.
Steve Murphy now carrying up. Coyd will put a kick in early in the set. Notice that there was no one home and that kick will just roll into touch, but he's done a good job there, Coyd, of just turning his Panthers defence around, making them run towards their own goal line for the first time in this half, and the job now from a Roosters perspective is to just try and pin Halifax in.
1 there, 1. On the line, Kieran.
We're going to come back.
I know you're still pushing.
Rob Hawkins there, thought he was away, but the referee has pulled it back. Just slow things down from a Panthers perspective. So Borson comes up to the line.
2, tackle 2.
Brings it on the left hand side to Hawkins. Hawkins goes over the top. And just trying to force London to face their own line, but Boardman can't quite bring that in cleanly. It was hobbling about all over the place.
You're right.
The Roosters survive on this occasion. And it will be an 8-metre restart. for London. So an opportunity to just get ball in hand again as King brings it up towards halfway, backed up by Frey Levy, who brings it. Now she's lost it in there. But we're going to come back for the play the ball. Billington brings it up to the line. Still going, eventually he's stopped by Borson. He's got King to his right, Levy to his left. It's Coyd who he comes out to. He's got King on his shoulder. King just trying to force himself in on that gap on Baldman's inside shoulder, but the gap at the door slams shut. So Billington follows up with a carry, gets his arms up in the air, still going. The tag is eventually made. And then Coyd brings us out to that right-hand side, and Steve Murphy just running out of real estate to run into there.
Tag here, 5.
Just gonna take a breather whilst the players get themselves some tags back.
So I've got time just to check whether you got a tag first. Obviously now got it.
It's going to be London ball for one more tackle in this set.
It's even worse when you do it to yourself.
Both teams just taking a moment to reset a little bit. Borson is off again.
5 and last.
Interesting to see how much he's been spelled in this game. I'm sure there's something not right with that temporary chair that he's using. That ball comes back to Coyd, and that will be a turnover. Halifax doing enough to just shut things down. Now with the job of carrying the ball away from their own line. So Hawkins looked like he was stopped, but it could be away, and this could be a remarkable try. Length of the field. It's Coyd chasing him down. He won't get there. And from nothing, Hawkins has stretched the game in the blink of an eye from one end to the other, and Halifax have the first point of the second half.
Yes, please.
We've seen him do it so many times, of course, over the years for Halifax and England, but it's Levy who makes the initial contact, but then her and King unable to get the tag. Levy had a chair turned, and Rob Hawkins making the most of the space available to him. Coyd almost gets out to him.
I would have done if I could have got anywhere.
Just not quite enough time to catch up. And Halifax stretch their lead out again. Hawkins now with the opportunity to convert his own length of the field try. So Hawkins just takes a breath. Steps up, puts the ball in the air. Just about stays the right side of the post. So 2 more points for Hawkins and Halifax.
Eight. 33 minutes. Too long to start asking that.
So Coyd will get us back underway. London needing to try and turn the tide on this a little bit.
Okay, backwards.
Hawkins makes a bit of a mess of that, but does bring it in cleanly in the end. Billington now brings us up to the defensive line.
Tackle two.
It's Kieran Johnson in the 8 jersey.
3 there, 3.
Baldman brings it up now. Johnson again.
Okay. That's 4.
Halifax being kept inside their own territory for the time being. Baldman thought about the kick early in the set, then does put it over the top. Johnson's going after it, but the ball just beats him. And we're going to come back for a Roosters play the ball. Another really clever kick from Wayne Baldman over the top. Just look at the replay, you can see that kick technique, and Johnson just unable to bring that in cleanly.
One there, one.
So Levy brings it up for the Roosters.
Can't play the ball. Got to hit the floor.
And it's going to in fact be a penalty for the Panthers, so an indiscretion there from the attacking team.
There's nowhere near the floor.
A real coach killer, that one.
Okay.
Tom Coyd will be very happy with a lot of the work that his side have done, but There's an error at the play of the ball. How often do we see that in all forms of the game?
Yeah.
Referee strict on it. And they've got the kicking tee out just to keep this scoreboard ticking over. It's going to be Rob Hawkins again looking to extend this lead. Just have a look at the incident again. Yep, it's Billington. So it's a correct call from the referee. Didn't play the ball properly there at all, and the price paid is 2 points. London with work to do here if they're going to get themselves back into this one. Plenty of time to do it with. Still probably half an hour left in this game. So Coyd will get us back underway. Goes high and short. Ball bought in brilliantly by Rob Hawkins.
That's tackle one.
He's done excellently there, the Halifax winger, to get across to that ball and bring it in. It was another one of those tall ones from Joe Coyd. Looking to try and force the error, but it wasn't to be found. So now Boardman with the follow-up carry. Halifax just looking to play away from their own line. They know the equation for them is simple now. They just need to keep their noses in front of this game.
3 there, 3.
Sure, we won't see them take too many undue risks as Hawkins again looks to change the direction. His Boardman could be some space out on that left-hand side. Coy does a really good job to get across. And just shut that move down. They were looking ominous. Boardman again goes kicking early on in the set. It's Levy who's got to deal with it. She gives herself some width. Does well in the end to keep herself in the field of play, so it won't be a repeat set for the Panthers, but the Roosters are buried deep in their own territory again, right in this corner. You can see the game plan, you can see the tactics from Wayne Boardman. He knows what his team need to do now. That's one of the advantages, isn't it, of having your coach on the field. He's able to put his words into practice.
3 there, 3.
Boyd with the follow-up carry. And he'll get a penalty. Both tags taken off. Not simultaneously, so the kick comes in from Owen just to try and spread this game downfield a little bit. It's a long time. Feels certainly like a long time that we've seen an attacking set from a London Roosters perspective, so a golden opportunity for them here to try and put some pressure on this Panthers line. It's Lewis King with the first carry, straight into Rob Hawkins. Freya Levy backs it up. Oh, and she's unseated. I think she's okay. She's going to need a little bit of help, I think, to get herself upright, but a thumbs up from Levy there just to say that she's all right. Assistants onto the field to just help her back up. Have a really big contact. Good to see the sportsmanship there, two teams going at each other, but safety, of course, paramount in this form of the game, as it is in all. On that note, good to hear positive news about Josh Charnley after being stretchered off last night, given the all clear at the hospital. Biggest semi-final with London Roosters on the attack. Owen stops central. Here's Coyd, looks for Lewis King. King brings it in, gets the ball outside. And they could be in here. And the referee says no. We're going to come back. The Halifax ball. I think the Panthers defence has just done enough to cut down the space. Let's have a look at the replay. It's Coyd who brings us out to the right-hand side.
And when
King.
You start doing it, I'll start penalising it.
It's Boardman who just manages to bump Murphy into touch before he gets a chance.
No.
So massive defensive effort from the Panthers as they look to protect this lead that they've built up.
Every single tackle if you want me to. We're holding on
the scoreboard, it looks like they're well in control, but how many times have we seen it in wheelchair rugby league that leads can disappear in a blink of an eye? But all the time that Halifax have got football like they have now, they'll be very, very comfortable with where they are. So here's Hawkins again coming up to the line. King looking to close down the space. Does do, gets the tag as well. Hawkins asking for something from the ref there, but with a bit of a smirk on his face. I don't think he ever really thought he was going to get something.
Okay.
Johnson brings us over the top. That's out to Joseph Calcott, who's still going. Coyd in the end does a good job of getting both tags. Here's Boardman again, just a low grubber style kick through. How's it going to bounce? Just a few too many times. Rob Hawkins was breathing down on it, but unable on that occasion to get across. So now Coyd flies up to the line. Here's Lewis King getting some attention from Boardman and Hawkins. Hawkins has gone from one edge to the other.
Do it all day, Joe.
Oh, now that ball's come loose. King's lost that. But it's going to be Halifax ball.
Hands nowhere near the ball.
And he felt that there may have been a little bit of undue attention on him there, Lewis King, but the referee not interested, so we'll come back pretty much to the halfway line for Halifax play the ball. A little bit of a pause here whilst players get their tags back on. Here's Boardman bringing it down to the right hand side to Johnson.
One there, one.
He comes inside to Calcott. Calcott stopped by Lewis King. Now they come back to the left. And Boardman could be through here, but I think we're going to come back for a forward pass.
Tackle 3 on Kieran.
It's still going to be Panthers ball, so they'll get at least one more crack
Tackle 3
at the Roosters line, and they'll come out to the right hand side where Hawkins will bring it up to the line and look for Boardman, and that ball's come loose and fallen into the hands of Owen. So the Roosters back in possession. Lewis King now with the carry straight into the chair of Hawkins. He's got Freya Levy on the backup. She does well to just get the shoulder away and pinch an extra couple of metres in that carry. Now it's Coyd back inside to Owen. Good progress being made out in the middle of the park here by the Roosters. King's there following up, so they keep the ball alive, and then Coyd has another crack. This is how they need to play the game now, Roosters. They need to make the most of every play, try and keep this ball alive as they look to get themselves back in on the scoreboard, but we're going to come back for another discretion at the play the ball. And I think he's marched Roosters down the field for a bit of back chatter as well. So Tom Coyd will be tearing his hair out down on that sideline. An offensive penalty compounded by 5 more metres for the descent. Tom Coyd trying to mastermind his team's way back into this game. His players aren't helping him out with moments like that.
Green line, please, Ray. Green line.
Halifax just slowing the game down a little bit. Here's Boardman. Shapes to go one way, then comes out to the right hand side.
Not square, Jason.
Coyd just doing enough to shut the move down right off his own try line. Now they'll come back inside again.
3 there, 3.
Knocking on the door here, Panthers, and there could be space on the left hand side. And I think that's a fantastic defensive effort from the Roosters. It is. Johnson who's trying to crash through, but unable to do so. And we're going to come back for an 8 metre restart.
2.
I think it's King and Coyd who have managed to get their chairs in the way.
With me, Jason, that's it.
Billington actually and Coyd who have managed to just close down the space. This angle will show you just how good an effort this is. Coyd does really well to grab that tag as he was flying through. Roosters now trying to march themselves downfield. They're not in panic mode yet, but they will want some points soon if they are going to work their way back into this context. Coyd will play the ball just inside his own half to Levy. She'll be stopped a metre away from that halfway mark. Owen now will follow it up. He'll give it to Coyd. Coyd has Lewis King on his shoulder. King was trying to wriggle his way through. And we've got a few chairs that have stuck themselves together in back play, so we're just going to take a break whilst that little issue is sorted out.
Time back on, Lewis.
Tags reapplied and back underway, so Owen will put the kick up to the air. It's a high one. It's turned them around. Coyd's managed to get himself onto it, but I think it's Borson who's grabbed the tag. It was a fantastic effort from Coyd to bring the ball down in the first place, but Borson on the spot. Fresh back onto the field of play. Shut that attack down, and now Borson looking to go straight up the middle, almost managing to just poke his chair through the line. He's followed up by Hawkins, who's met by Coyd. Hawkins again is just knocked off kilter a little bit. Here's Boardman. Back to Hawkins. England internationals working in tangent there. Come back for the play the ball. Boardman will give it to Hawkins. Hawkins looking to find that space on the right hand side again. Coyd getting across, a little bit of desperation, doesn't quite get the tag, and this is really nice from Halifax as they just run a few inside lines, constantly changing the point of attack, constantly turning the direction of the chairs around. Coyd is there, doesn't quite deal with it cleanly, does in the end manage to wrap it up, but it will be a repeat set for Halifax. The Roosters will have to try and put this ball deep from the dropout. So 20 minutes or so left in this game. Halifax doing a good job so far in the second half of just keeping themselves on top, turning the screw. Not loads of points, but plenty of territory and making London do it the hard way as Boardman comes up the middle now. He checks his run and gives it to Borson, who is eventually tackled by Coyd. Boardman back to Hawkins, but that ball's gone forward. So it will be Roosters' ball, and maybe this is just the best starting position they've had of a set in this second half. And Tom Coyd now rotating his players a little bit. Jack Linden back onto the field of play. A little bit of concern over on that far side. I think Joe Coyd just checking a few things out on his chair. Not happy with something. I don't know if maybe he's got a puncture or broken spoke. Brother Tom's gone over to the stash of spare wheels over on that far side, so maybe just some running repairs being made here from a London Roosters perspective. And I think it is going to be a wheel change. We'll just take a breather while they do this. It comes straight off.
I'm not complaining.
Fine art, these running chair repairs. Two brothers just checking they're happy with it, and Wayne Boardman coming across to help out. Oh, they're going to go for a third option. Coyd snapping that wheel straight back into place, and we can now get ourselves back underway.
One there, one. Okay.
So Coyd bringing it up to the line. He's got Billington on a reverse line. He brings it in where he's met by Hawkins, who eventually does get the tag. Now they come to the left-hand side.
Three there, three.
Linden back into the action, will play the ball and bring it to the right-hand side to Jason Owen.
Four.
Again, it's just a slightly disjointed, slightly slower play the ball than perhaps London would like.
That's five and last. Five and last.
Coyd will play this ball pretty much central. And this is exactly what Panthers want, just to slow the play down. The kick goes in over the top. Borson's going to just take the safe option and put that dead, so it will be a repeat set for the Roosters. Another opportunity for them to put some pressure on this Halifax line. Those opportunities have been far and few between. Few and far between, perhaps, in this second half.
22 and a half gone.
Panthers just trying to take a little bit of time out of the game. We do now have a ball on. In fact, we've got two.
So it's away like London buses.
And it will be 3 balls, in fact.
Okay, time's back
Being
on.
offered up to Rob Hawkins now. He's found one he's happy with, so he puts the drop out deep. Takes a bit of a bounce back, but straight into the hands of Jason Owens. He will play the ball on the halfway line to Billington. Bit of urgency about this now from the Roosters' perspective. They know that time is not on their side if they're going to keep their season alive and get through to a maiden Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. Coyd avoiding a few tackles there, keeping his chair moving. Eventually he is stopped. Jason Owen then follows it up. He's knocked over, gets himself back upright.
4.
Coyd now finds King. King looking to just get himself through. He's got the ball down. Whether he's done it in time before the tackle was made or not, that is a decision for the referees to make. I think they're happy with it. The try is given, and Lewis King with a crucial score for the Roosters gets them back in touch in this contest. Important conversion on the way just to cut that deficit even further, but a much needed try from a London perspective to bring the deficit down. Just see King keeping his shoulder out of reach. Hawkins almost gets there in time. It's almost simultaneous, isn't it, that he gets the ball down. It's a tough job refereeing at the best of times in this format of the game where everything's happening so quickly. Some really difficult decisions. The kick goes up, just pushed out to the side, but I think we're going to have a redo of this.
We're going to do that again.
The ref's just having a chat.
Okay. Tom cannot walk in front of the sticks. He's going to take it again, all right? Take it again.
We are going to have a redo of this. Just to think, Jason Owen saying that there was just a little bit of interference behind the posts and have just asked Halifax to come over further to the left-hand side and not give any distractions. So another opportunity from the kicking tee for Jason Owen to bring this deficit down by 2 points. Push that one wide as well, so it is as you were. We've got a 14-point ball game. Still plenty of time. Wheelchair Rugby League, of course. It's a funny old thing. As we see it again, it's super slow-mo on the replay. Hawkins gets there. Whoa! It's very, very close. Hawkins has done an excellent job to get across and get the tag. Equally, Lewis King able to just keep himself out of reach for long enough. The try has been given. Pretty much simultaneous. Just shows how fine the margin is. Just see why that conversion was retaken again.
Okay, when you're ready, Halifax.
You can just see a little bit of movement behind the post, so they brought that back. It was missed again anyway. That's a bit of a messy
Just have a drop out.
restart. So I think Panthers have earned themselves a repeat set. They have. Joe Coyd gets us underway with a long dropout, which has turned Boss on around. He's going to have to chase towards his own line. Is this going to stay in play? It doesn't quite. So we will come back for an 8-metre restart, but Hart might bring in his mouth for a moment there. Jeremy Bourson. Hawkins gives it to Bourman. Bourman brings us out to this right-hand side, but he's met by King and Linden. He is eventually tagged. Gets it away to Jeremy Bourson. Now he finds Rob Hawkins. Hawkins is stopped by Joe Coyd. Halifax just bringing the ball downfield, not looking to apply too much in the way of attacking impetus this there. It's just about territory for them at this point. Bourson to Colcott. He's reeled in by Owen.
That's 5. In the rocks, let him up.
Take a pause whilst Owen gets himself back upright.
Yeah.
So this is the last, I think. They will come out to this right-hand side. It is the last because the kick comes in and it's not dealt with cleanly. But we're going to come back for a penalty. Now Hawkins thinks he scored this, but the referee has given a penalty before he was able to get the ball down. So it is going to be Halifax ball. You'll see again on the replay. Another really beautifully weighted kick from Boardman. Coyd unable to bring it in cleanly. Oh, I think he might just have been in touch anyway there of Hawkins as he looked to bring that down. But it will be Panthers ball. Right underneath the Roosters sticks as they look for maybe what would be the definitive score in this game. Bosson brings it up to the line. He's met by Coyd and King, but there are numbers over to that left. Boardman unable to get the ball away. Just a bit disjointed. Bosson was looking for that short side where there was space, but couldn't get the pass away, but he goes through this time. Jeremy Bosson straight through the middle. Halifax stretch their lead out, and that could be just pushing the mountain slightly too high for London to climb with 10 minutes or so left in the game. There was a big gap up the middle. Bosson just pins his ears back, races through, and pushes Halifax out to a 50-32 lead. With the kick to come. You would think this will be relatively routine for Rob Hawkins to just brush this over. Taking a while to set things up here, but you would think this is a formality from this kind of range. And indeed it is. The flags go up. Hawkins pushes 2 more points onto the board for Halifax. They move into a 20-point lead with around 10 minutes to go. You'd think they've maybe got slightly more than just the foot in the grand final at this point. We'll be back here, of course, in 2 weeks. That game live on Sky Sports.
Okay.
The day after the running game grand final, the day before, we will settle the wheelchair Super League as well on the same weekend. And of course, we've got the women's grand final next weekend. So much silverware on the line. 3 more games after this one. Live and exclusive on the Sportsman, but Hawkins is away again on the right-hand side, and Coyd has thrown everything at him there. Unseated himself in the process. He has achieved what he was aiming at to do in stopping Hawkins, but just maybe taking a little bit of a breather, taking some time to get up. He's absolutely thrown himself across the pitch there, Coyd. He is now back upright. Hawkins right on this far near side, and now they look to apply the width.
4 there, 4.
The pass is just behind Bosson, but Boardman is on hand to clean things up and give it to Hawkins.
5 and last.
One more opportunity in this set.
Okay.
It goes up in the air. The bounce is going to tell the tale here, and it just pings off over the sideline, and London Roosters survive again. There's the contact again. It was Joe Coyd who just threw himself everything he had.
0 tackle, 0.
Now Owen brings it into the imposing figure of Bosson.
Okay.
Slightly overrun by Coyd, but Billington is there to bring it up, and now King, and this is Coyd. He'll bring it into Boardman.
That's 2 there, 2.
Jordan Holt onto the field for Halifax now. And Coyd over on that right-hand side, looking to
3 there, 3.
Get himself away from Wayne Boardman. Now he gets into Billington. Billington just rotating those shoulders and hips, trying to keep himself away from the tackles. Eventually he is stopped. Owen will just bring this one up the middle. Boardman meets him, but eventually does manage to take the tag as well. He's Coyd. Coyd going through the middle, and he'll score. And he just managed to keep his tags out of reach. And Joe Coyd goes through, and London Roosters are not going down without a fight in this game.
Oh, yeah. Green line, Jason, please.
So a relatively simple
8
conversion, you would think, for Owen to just knock over.
Give or take a second.
And if the Roosters could go back to back here,
yeah,
Who knows? Maybe we could be in
8 minutes.
for a blockbuster finish here on the Sportsman. 8 minutes left in the game according to the referee, so reminder that clock on your screen is just a guide. We're not hooked up to the referee's watch. But we're back to a 14-point ball game with 8 minutes left, so stranger things have happened, especially in wheelchair rugby league. Halifax, I'm sure, will look to just close this game out, slow things down. Boardman certainly not getting us underway with the same urgency that he was earlier on. And there's a knock on as a strange option that from a Halifax perspective, going for the short kick-off. And they've given the Roosters the ball back.
When you're ready.
Halfway inside their own half. Owen will bring it up towards halfway. Still going. Now finds Coyd, fresh from scoring that try, of course. He's unseated on the halfway line.
That's 2.
Coyd now brings us up from the halfway line. King, he's the first cab off the rank.
That's 3.
Met well by Hawkins and Borsson. Coyd then with a follow-up carry, was looking for King over the top. And we're going to come back for a forward pass. Thought they might have just got away for that for a second as that ball bounced in the hands of Billington, but the referee has pulled it back. But it is kitchen sink territory from a London perspective, so
One there, he's in the rock.
can't blame them for looking for that Hollywood ball over the top. These Rhinos and Wigan Warriors still to play, of course, in the semi-finals this afternoon, and we've got action, haven't we, on Sky Sports and the BBC from the running game Men's Super League. So much to look forward to as a rugby league fan at the moment as Hawkins brings us out to the right-hand side, where met by Owen, and he's got Borsson, who started that run from really deep back. Now it's out to Hawkins. Now Boardman looks to try and get himself in on the corner. Shut down with Billington. This is the last. One more opportunity in this set. Will they go for points? Will they look for a repeat set and just try and turn things around? They've stamped it through. Coyd's picked it up and he's done a really good job there, Joe Coyd, to keep himself the right side of the dead ball of the try line, not give away a repeat set. So the Roosters are still alive. Billington met well by the defence. They're going to cut back here. I think we've got a chair issue for Hawkins yet. Just taking his wheel out. Looks like it's come loose. Maybe a tyre issue perhaps. He's just got an issue with his inner tube there. So snaps it back in. And we're back underway. So Owen out to King. King unable to find the space.
Tackle 3.
Now they come out to the right-hand side where Billington will fire it into the line. Borsson does a good job of getting out to him and getting the tag. It's a quick play, the ball though, and Owen almost through there, but he gets a good play away. And now King, Borsson gets across well. King still going. The tag is eventually taken. This is the last, so Coyd will just put a kick in, look to turn the Panthers around, force a repeat set, and that is what he does. What a shot that is. Our cameraman was taking evasive action for a second then. The kick comes through. Ball's put through and Jason Owen playing up to the cameras perhaps a little bit there. Everyone's all right. We'll crack on. Our cameraman Ezra there, who just had his heart in his mouth for a second. Right in amongst it. In the Wheelchair Super League, nowhere to hide, even for our cameramen out there. So Coyd brings us out to Owen. King, met by Borsson. Halifax doing a really good job defensively here of just shutting down any hope of a late comeback from a Roosters perspective. Scoreboard pressure perhaps just showing a little bit in this game now. It is the Roosters that have got to try and make something happen, and here is Coyd. If anyone can, it's him. looking to make some progress on that left-hand side, still going, eventually tagged. Now Billington out to King. There is space on that right if they can find it. Linden going for the corner. Boisson does really well to get across.
Turn it out, 6.
And that is the end of the set, so Halifax survive again.
It was Wayne who tackled him.
This is the Roosters just trying to put a bit of a spread play on over to that right-hand side. Nearly working as well. Linden beat Boardman, but it was the covering tackle of Boisson that kept him out. It's Boisson who will play the ball dead centre, 5 metres away from his own line, to Hawkins, who's met by Lewis King. Slower approach to the game now from Halifax as they look to just kill off the last few minutes and get themselves into that grand final. Boisson happy to just keep the ball in hand and avoid a few tackles and wind down the clock. He now gives it to Hawkins, who has other intentions and tries to race away again. He's met well by Jack Linden. And super from Hawkins to just calm things down. Slow things down now. Boardman brings it up to the line. He'll put a kick over the top. Linden fumbles, but it's taken in by Joe Coyd. Went backwards, says the referee. Coyd trying to get his arms free. Now it is Linden. Trying to just inject some pace into this game from a Roosters perspective. You're going to come back.
No, don't blow your head.
For a penalty. Boisson just caught, giving a bit too much attention. I think he may have caught one in the jaw as well there, the French international. So in fact it's a Halifax penalty, so they're going to take the 2. You'd think here again Hawkins will just take his time around this one. Not a given that this goes over. It's a bit of an angle and there's some distance on it to contend with as well. The kick goes up and he makes no mistake. So that stretches it out to a 54 to 38 point lead for Halifax. You're into the red on the clock on your screen, but that of course is not the official time. A couple more minutes probably left in this game, but not enough time, you would think, for London to mount a comeback, but we'll see them into next week's grand final. A bit of a trick play, the kick-off doesn't come off, and in fact it'll be a penalty because that ball hasn't gone far enough. Worth rolling the dice at this stage, but no joy from a London perspective. So Hawkins,
from the centre.
I think he was pointing towards the sticks again, but perhaps he's been told to get on with it. Wayne Boardman will just take this carry up the middle, offers it back to Hawkins, who keeps it in hand. So no progress made there, but now Boisson with a reverse ball back to Hawkins, who looks like he's playing pretty much every position on the field at the moment. He brings it into Boisson. Now they come through.
3 there, 3.
Contact's going in. Jordan Holt unseated, but then gets himself back upright almost instantly. So Halifax maybe looking to just have one more try to their tally, and they could be in the corner. I think they are. It's Nathaniel Wright with a try. And that is the icing on the cake, the gift wrapping from a Halifax perspective. They will be in the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. Who they will meet, we don't know yet. We'll find that out this evening. But the Halifax Panthers will get a shot at the big one in 2 weeks' time. We'll be back here at the Adam Arena. ...80 minutes away from glory. It's been a real professional performance from the Panthers, especially in this second half. London came flying out of the blocks in the first half They went pretty much score for score in the opening 40. Ball just wobbling off the tee. Not sure quite how that's happened. There's obviously no wind in here. But Rob Hawkins still with an opportunity to just brush the conversion over. So Rob Hawkins converts, the full-time whistle goes. Halifax Panthers are through to the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. A pulsating contest here at the Allen Arena in Hull, but it is the Panthers who will be back here in 2 weeks' time going for the big one. Leeds and Wigan still to play this evening, of course, so we wait to find out who they'll meet. But Wayne Boardman's side are 80 minutes away from being crowned as Betfred Wheelchair Super League champions. Fantastic game. Our absolute privilege here on the Sportsman to bring it to you. We'll just have a recap of the action and then we'll get some reaction from that Betfred Wheelchair Super League semi-final. Well, Wayne, firstly, congratulations. A really tough 80 minutes, but you've got yourselves in the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final.
I mean, that's all we were aiming for. We'd aimed for it all year. The team did awesome today. Everything that I asked them to do that we've been struggling to do for most of the season today seemed to come together, and we didn't let the errors snowball. We had a couple of errors, that's unexpected, but yeah, we didn't let the errors snowball and run away with ourselves.
That first half especially, where you're almost going set for set, score for score, you kind of looked like you maintained, really composed and, really calm in that kind of firefight.
That was the aim. I wouldn't say it may look like that from the outside, but from the inside it necessarily wasn't like that. But yeah, it was. That's not how it's supposed to go. It's not supposed to go backwards and forwards, supposed to take control of the game. But yeah, it was really hard fought in the first half. London take nothing away from them. They were fantastic today. But we just happened to be the better team on the day.
From a coaching perspective, you must have been really pleased with the second half tactically, because it looked like you had a game plan and you were carrying it out, and you made sure that London weren't allowed back in.
The game plan was just maybe error-free. That was it. That's been the game plan all year. I think we are one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. I mean, Leeds have not won a game. Lost a game this season, so that could probably be debated. But if we're error-free, we can match it, if not beat anybody, and that's been the aim. And today, thankfully, we managed to pull it off.
2 weeks now to prepare yourselves for a grand final. What will you do in that time?
Practice being error-free. I know it sounds repetitive, but yeah, we've got speed. We've got everything in Jeremy and in Rob. We have the speed there. We've got the workhorses in the middle with Kieran and Jordan and Joe and everybody in there. Nat's come flying through. This year's nominated for Young Player of the Year and everything like that. We've got stars to the team. We just need to make the team work together. And when we do work together, as you've seen today, we can make it work.
You mentioned before the game the troubles that you've had, obviously, with Jeremy's wheelchair going missing this morning. You spelled him throughout the game. Was that because of that, or was that always the plan?
He kept breaking. It's actually Tom's chair. Is that Tom Martin's out at the moment? He's had an operation, so he's out of the game. So that's actually Tom Martin's chair. He kept breaking it. He broke one of the wheels. He broke the strap belt that's on it. So we have to get back and get Tom Martin's chair fixed, because he's made a mess of it. He's a big boy.
Well done today, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So there we have it. That is all she wrote here in Hull. The Betfred Wheelchair Super League semi-final 1 in the books, and it is the Halifax Panthers who march on to the grand final. Back here in 2 weeks' time. We don't know who they're playing yet, of course. One more semi-final to come this evening between Leeds Rhinos and the Wigan Warriors, but the Panthers will compete for silverware in 2 weeks' time. What an effort as well from the London Roosters. They kept that game close for 80 minutes, kept themselves right in it. It looked like there was a time in that second half they were going to build their way back into it, but alas, it is the Panthers who make it through to the grand final. Join us, of course, as ever, every Wednesday for the last tackle. We've got more live rugby league on the way from League One next weekend. Join us for that on Sunday. And until then, we'll see you next time.